So the recording stopped. But so now what we tell you is the two-part recording. So the people show up. They just sit and they start to try to attack. And that thing, woman man was with them. They said, and from what we understand, it was going to be arrested. It was getting caught. They said and was going to try to do something to the man whose sister that it obviously tried to take the identity of. So this is what happened. Because I mentioned to the crooked police, don't bother me. You're crooked. I'm not allowed to talk to you. Or the honest police, because I'm not, because people are still trying to attack. If they're trying to attack and trying to say that it's a lie, what we're trying to say is not a lie. Basically said, because they hadn't heard what we're about to say. And so basically said, and then when they heard what I was going to say, then they kind of like shut their mouth. And so basically said, so because it would have to be the real police that aren't dishonest. So now this is what happened. It did that with Apostle Charles, because Apostle Charles knew who we were, and Apostle Charles tried to steal our identity of my beloved came out, and still our identity of our beloved royal family members for things with it, and tried to steal the identity of our beloved royal kinsmen and sister people for his population, and still remain dirty and non anything. So I'll make a long story short. So this is what happened. Now I guess you figured it out. It tried to take the identity of a person that it murdered and change the sex to make it look like it was a female. Then it was going to try to kill everybody that knew that what it had done or suspected what it had done. The policeman, our blood royal relative policeman, was shot at point blank range, not just because he was trying to help rescue me from our kidnap abduction. That would be one of the main things, but also he knew other things that the criminals, the kidnappers, had done to our family members and could testify, because the police can testify. And he had done something to our police relative. He killed his wife. They killed the bad people came up against us all, killed his wife. We talked about Diane, that son. So I said, so okay, so now we want to say to you, so now it gets caught trying to take the identity of somebody it pretended to be nice to and cause problems to, and Apostle Charles told a lie when they tried to go get their sister and their daughter. Then she came up dead. Then the thing gets a full operation or whatever the bad Americans do. Then it tried to take it would have tried to kill the man and his father who's also a royal. Then it would have tried to kill my beloved Kimishvi, and it would have tried to kill me. It would have tried to take the identity of me. I saw that. Always calling me a whore and a blah blah blah. It's a prostitute. I'm not a whore. I'm not a prostitute. So it would have tried to kill anybody that knew the relative that tried to take the identity of. It was going to simulate, go up the chain with Apostle Charles, tried to kill my beloved and then Apostle Charles and it tried to take the identity of my beloved but Apostle Charles died in Hurricane Sandy, basically, and there were others, and Apostle Dudu too is also gone. But there's another one that's a guard, and we know that it's not. We told you it was the third one. That's actually with Apostle Charles and one of their so-called brothers. He's not Greek, and he can't go back to Greece even if he is, because he has something to do with hurting Abaddon, King Constantine of Greece, and our beloved Abaddon, King Constantine of Greece's son, our beloved Abaddon, Prince Pablos of Greece, God particle. So now he hangs around here because those women hang down the street. So basically said he would have tried to take the identity of my beloved commission. He always sent me, always told people I was a bank robber, all kinds of. We own UBS Bank. It's a 6-point star, and it was patterned after the Star of David. We own this. It's not Catholic owned. So now that's what the thing had tried to do. But because Apostle Charles Dudus were gone, that the third one was going to try to take the identity of my beloved King Shavit, and he's not Greek. Hi, Abaddon, King Constantine of Greece, and everybody. Okay, so it's also Jewish. Glucksberg, Zuckerberg, Sunderberg, it's a Jewish last name. So they committed crimes here. Okay, so that's it. So everybody knows how that works, all right? So now the she thing killed a relative, killed their sister, and then and he was still young, basically said, and he was like he was trying to get his sister before anything happened to her, basically said. His father's trying to get their daughter, his sister and their daughter. He couldn't get her, but Pastor Charles was telling all kinds of lies, and basically said, and hurt her, and she had been attacked, and I'm sure she didn't want to be like that. So basically said, and we have honor, yes, but if the person was hurt, then we know, and the person was forced to do things, and we know that people gave death threats and everything, and she had mentioned she had been attacked. She wouldn't do that. And now she also was to be the wife, and to be the wife of our relative who was killed in a motorcycle accident. That wasn't an accident. Some Malia person murdered, and he was a famous motorcycle racer. His brother. She was supposed to be his wife. As I said, these people are disgusting. They had something to do with that, trying to cover up all those murders, trying to take our identities. They lied. So okay, so she that was murdered by the he-she thing, she was to be the wife of Marco Simoncelli's brother, Marco. And that's what she was supposed to be. And she was murdered by the people trying to hurt us all. So now we want to make you understand that. Okay, so a lot of people try to do all these things. They're terrible. They're criminal people. They come from whore people. Their mother was a whore. Their grandmother was a whore. Their father came from the whore mother. And they have no way to be. And they see clean people that do nice things, that get married and have sex like they're supposed to, holy sex, after they're married, and have a baby after they're married. They see us, they call us old-fashioned. The secret criminals from America, you call your Secret Service over there. The criminal ones called us old-fashioned. Not old-fashioned. Thought that a pimp could be a king because he had a bunch of whores. It's not the same thing. And every king doesn't have a lot of wives. And somebody said, and we only take one husband, wife for eternity. But and that's the way it's supposed to be, because now we can get around what happened in the Garden of Eden when Adam and Eve became husband and wife, and they could not be with their children, basically said. So laws were made to try to be able to get your mate if something happened to you, basically said. And so now because it's like a custom fit pair of everything when you have the mate for you. So they told lies. So her and Pastor Charles and all those other children are trying to, and I don't look like that. Bishop said they got caught trying to tear off my nose, but I saw what it had tried to do. Bishop said the Leah people do that. They see somebody, they try to stalk, then they try to become them. And Pastor Charles tried to take the identity of my beloved he didn't look like my husband, and those things try to take the identity of me. Now we go into Max Donna, because Madonna said that they hated me so much they would get a male to try to take my identity, a he, she. So we just let it. So that's what that was. And so we just learned it too. It was trying to kill or try to get out and try to steal identity. All this crooked police trying to take things. And now it's trying to take my identity through that shipment. Now I want to tell you, they were trying to, because they were trying to take the identity of me through their shipment. Those there are not anything. They're not from Middle East. Those are things like you see, the body veil. It is something that keeps you from being attacked. Because if a man tried to attack you, it surely would cut him. It's not any whore dress. And the metal veil, well, it's something special too. But so we just like to let you know that too. And now everybody from Middle East can tell you that. So they were trying to steal things that they couldn't get. But it was actually a body veil to keep it from being, well, let's just say, if somebody tried to attack you, that they would be cut in the private part. So we just want to explain that to you too. Okay, so they're from Middle East. They're veils from Middle East. And so now we'll talk to you as soon as we can, and try to be most careful, safe and honor. Oh, our beloved Rothschild's relatives who were twins, married twins, Jimmy Abadod Nasik Ben Dode, Abadod Nasik Ben Dode, Leon Wang Rothschilds, Abadod Nasik Ben Dode, Jimmy Cho, and they were twins and born Rothschilds, Abadod Nasik Ben Dode, Abadod Nasik Ben Dode, Leon Wang Rothschilds, Abadon Nasik Ben Dode, Jimmy Cho, and they married twins, sisters. That's what they did. Not Ishi. She was trying to steal that company. So we just let you. I said, I don't think I won't buy shoes so expensive like that, and they're high. I don't like high heels unless you made a flat pair. There are some flat shoes, but we're just saying, because they're beautiful, and some people like things like that. I will, if I can. I find a pair of shoes I really like. You really have to like something when you buy stuff like that. There are some people that like their designers and have their favorite designers and business it. So we just want to let you know that too. Not to try to. I was just telling him that he was saying that we would inherit it when something happened to him, or if something happened to him. And we'd say it like that. If something happened to him, because something happened to him, he was quite young. So we never like to talk about those things. So if something happened, if you die of natural causes, there's still something that happens to you. So that's what we're trying to say. And we saw Ishi and Fakemo pushing Jimmy in the street, and then he got run over by tram number 12 that we had to take to try to pick up the package at the Peace Hotel that you take tram number 12 to get to. It's poignant, isn't it? We saw Ishi and Pastor's Charles push him beneath the tram. Number 12, he's wearing a black blazer and a white shirt. And there's a electrical grid right in front where he was decapitated by the tram 12, and it's painted black and white. Police splatter. A police splatter? What is that? Police tape. Because we do it a certain way. Okay, so now we wanted to talk to you about these things, but try to be careful, safe, and learn. We're not whores or prostitutes. We don't have anything like that. You know, when they would harass us when we were little kids, they're Secret Service criminals over there, and the people that came over here trying to hurt us with them and harass us, they said they'll try to make us into this is really a faggot and a whore, make us into faggots and whores, and look what God did to their country. Everybody's that minus our people. And somebody said, and the governors would tell them to leave us alone, don't bother us, please leave us alone, you'll be arrested for trying to bother these children. And somebody said, and we don't have that because we have a law that you know you're like that. Our family gets rid of you. You would never see me if that had been the case, that that's exactly what I was. It's not what I am. And my blood substance community, you wouldn't have seen him because we don't have those things. You wouldn't have seen him either. So these people are sick and disgusting, and the majority of the population became that because they're disrespectful to our God, and our God doesn't like that. So now that's what we're trying to call me all the time, because they were trying to make that prostitute, known prostitute, into me that killed somebody and goes up a chain killing when Apostle Charles would try to take the identities of people. It's not me. And it's short, and it's not me. I would never do that. So we just wanted to tell I'm not that. And I had a beautiful wedding night, married to my husband. Both of us virgins on our wedding night. We said, Sid, it's supposed to be. Everybody with us did that. So basically, that's it. We had one relative that had to wait a really long time, and he was about to go crazy. He was a rabbi, but he was able to get his wife. And basically, that's it. He was a handsome rabbi. So we want to let you know that we don't do bad things. And I resent the fact that they tried to do that last night. But everybody knew that they were going to try that. So we have security and police that'll with us that'll keep us safe. But that's what they tried to do, and that's the man that came from America. Also, the other one, he was mad. That's why he broke the suitcase, because he actually was going to try to hurt me. He blah 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 blah. He was a Spanish-speaking American, and it's the seventh day. 7 days that this is old that they kicked the suitcase and broke the handle. So basically, we just lent it to. Now we'll talk to you as soon as we can, and try to be careful. Safe and there are people that came in here because I'm in this bank bot talking. They did all kinds of terrible things, but everybody knows that we see this law right here. You are not to have relations with a woman you're not married to. That means you don't touch a whore. You touch until these people came here trying to bother, because these people obviously service the prostitute, and we don't like that. I asked the police, I said, get rid of those. We don't want prostitutes here. Please get rid of them. Like in Greece, I told you that too, right? Why do you have that in there? I said to you in Greece. I said, get that out of here. We don't want those things in here. We want the prostitutes out of here. We're not allowed to accept that. This is it. So just like that too. So it was somebody trying to take my identity. I'm not a whore. And everybody can say that. Everybody knows that lost. It's not any Rothschilds. They even have to tell us a Rothschilds woman. It's not. She's a known prostitute that these dirty men service. And I've heard the things that they say to me. But nobody touches me because I'm Shabby's wife. I'm Shabby's the king. I'm Shabby's wife. And that's why the Americans fell apart, because they're not to attack somebody's wife. It's a law that God wrote, and our God will destroy you for it. Not to attack anybody that's decent. We have laws of rape and marriage and like that. So we just learned that too. So everybody, you can hear the people in the background harassing. They're bus police. And they're not correct. They did terrible things too, this group here. We'll talk to you soon. Cancer, flip top, trying to trouble safe and alert. So you see that law, Mosaic law. They told lies. These people tried to kill Shabby. They were going to poison that metal. They were trying to poison us. They poisoned our shoes for only people that ever passed our intestines. They did all kinds of things. My husband's not a homosexual, and I'm not a homosexual whore either. We don't like these people. And we have laws against homosexuals and whores. We do not accept them. We are not to accept them. But that's what I was trying to do. I have all those men around me that are guards that have wives. They see me constantly, and I stink. These people are homosexuals that did terrible things. They're not from our things. None of these people are from our things. They're attacking, arresting, and getting smart. They're homosexual men that like that dirty thing because it lets them be in the bed with other men. It's a dirty thing that kills people. Homosexual Leah. All of them are homosexual. They do nasty things. Our intelligence told us that Aaliyah's with 2 or more men at the same time, and lets the men that it's with be with other men. It's a sin. Like, you're not supposed to be with women you're not married to. We don't have practice on whores. As I said, we don't have whore women. And if you kidnap somebody and try to rape the woman that you kidnapped, or if you drug her and keep